Welcome to Sleepy Science, a calm corner of the cosmos where questions drift as softly as starlight. Tonight's journey takes us on a gentle walk toward the farthest boundary of all, the edge of the universe, where light begins to fade and the horizon of time itself slowly unfolds. Before we set out, I would love to know where you are listening from. It is always humbling to imagine these quiet stories being heard beneath so many different skies, yet all beneath the same expanding universe. If you enjoy these explorations, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. And to those already here, thank you. You are helping this constellation of listeners grow, one star at a time. I hope this story carries you toward rest. Though, fair warning, the edge of the universe may be too wondrous to sleep through. If you do find yourself awake at the end, at least you will have wandered somewhere beautiful with your imagination. So, let us begin with a quiet question to carry. If the universe has an edge, what lies beyond it? Silence, darkness, or something more? Close your eyes and drift backward, not just years, not just centuries, but billions of years, to the moment before beginnings. There is no Earth yet, no stars, no galaxies. There is not even space to hold them, nor time to measure them. There is only a deep silence, deeper than any you have ever felt, a silence without distance, without before or after. It feels almost like the pause before an inhaled universe waiting to breathe. Softly, the breath comes. You may have heard the phrase, the Big Bang, and perhaps you imagine an explosion, something violent and chaotic. But tonight, think of it differently, not as a blast, but as an unfolding. Imagine a flower opening in slow motion, petals stretching outward into emptiness. Imagine a ripple spreading across still water, carrying rings of possibility outward. The Big Bang was not sound or fire in space. It's space itself stretching, like fabric woven from nothing, expanding gently in all directions at once. Breathe in and picture yourself floating within that first breath. Space is being born around you, stretching, creating room for everything that will come. Alongside it, time itself begins moments, unrolling one after another, like beads sliding onto a string. There is no clock yet, no tick to count, but the flow of before and after stirs for the very first time in this tender beginning. Energy surges, not chaotic, but radiant. Photons, the first light scatter, though the young universe is too dense for them to travel far. Matter stirs into being, particles appearing from energy, pairing and vanishing like sparks in a dark sea. Quarks bind together, forming protons and neutrons. Within minutes, they weave hydrogen and helium, the first simple elements, the raw material for everything's, oceans, breath, thought 'tis, here, suspended in that early fire. Pause for a moment, and let this awareness sink in. The atoms that now shape your body began here. The hydrogen in your blood, the helium that might fill a balloon in your childhood, all were born in this first breath. You are not separate from this origin. You are part of it, carried in its unfolding. The universe, still an infant, expands quickly but quietly. Within hundreds of thousands of years, it cools enough for light to finally move freely. Imagine a curtain being drawn aside, revealing the cosmos bathed in its first light. This afterglow still lingers today, stretched into microwaves by time, a background hum across the sky. If you could listen closely enough, you would hear this whisper, the memory of the first dawn, still shining billions of years later. Now breathe again, more slowly, and picture the vastness forming. Space is not expanding into something else. It is creating itself, stretching its own fabric. Galaxies will one day spin within it. Stars will ignite. Planets will circle. But here, in the beginning, it is only potential, like a canvas before the painter's brush, or a seed before the tree. This emptiness is not nothing. It is the beginning of everything. You might imagine yourself drifting in this newborn space. There is no up or down, no left or right, only expansion in every direction. The fabric of the cosmos stretches beneath you, carrying you outward, as if you are floating on the inhale of the universe itself. You feel weightless, but also connected, as if the breath moving through you is the same breath moving through space. Think of how gentle beginnings can be. A sunrise breaking the horizon, a heartbeat stirring in the womb, a seed splitting quietly in the soil. The Big Bang is like this, not a roar, but a first breath, slow and steady, carrying promise. The cosmos is not rushing. It has all the time it will ever need. You rest in this thought, soothed by the patience of beginnings. Scientists call this expansion the birth of spacetime. But tonight, you may call it simply unfolding, like petals opening, like lungs filling, like silence becoming song. Each comparison is imperfect, yet each carries the essence, a soft transformation, simple and profound. Breathe once more, and imagine what comes next. Gravity, the quiet sculptor, begins to draw matter together. Tiny ripples in the young universe's fabric become seeds of galaxies. Hydrogen clouds swirl, condense, ignite into the first stars. The universe, which began as a glowing mist, will one day sparkle with constellations. But in this first chapter, you remain at the beginning where everything is still potential, waiting to bloom. And within this potential lies intimacy. The expansion of space may seem vast, but it carries you with it. Every cell in your body, every heartbeat, is part of this unfolding. The atoms you hold now were once scattered in that first fire. To breathe tonight is to share in the same motion that began with the Big Bang. You are not outside the story. You are the story, continuing in flesh and thought. Now let your breath match the rhythm of the universe. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, unfolding. Feel your body as part of the cosmos breathing, each moment an echo of that first inhale. The calm deepens, and with it, a sense of belonging. Scientists will say the universe is still expanding, still stretching from that origin. Galaxies drift apart, carried by the same motion that began in silence. Even now, billions of years later, you are still floating in the first breath of space. You have never left it. The beginning has never ended. Pause with this thought. Beginnings are not gone. They are carried forward. The dawn does not vanish, becomes the day. The inhale does not disappear, it becomes the song of breath. The Big Bang does not belong only to the past. It is here, humming beneath every atom, echoing in every heartbeat. As you drift in this awareness, you see not wires or machines, not stars or galaxies, but shimmering atoms, carrying tomorrow's ideas in their quiet dance. Each particle holds memory. Each expansion carries possibility. The first breath of space is still exhaling, and you are carried with it. gently, endlessly. And as you rest in this vision, you sense what is to come. Stars will ignite, galaxies will swirl, worlds will form, life will arise, and thought will reflect upon itself. But for now, you linger in the beginning, soothed by the softness of the universe's first breath. You hold a final reflection. Beginnings need not be loud. They can be as quiet as expansion, as soft as unfolding, as steady as breath. The cosmos began not in chaos, but in promise. And that promise continues within you as you drift into rest. Night falls gently, and you find yourself gazing upward. The sky above is dark, but it is not empty. Stars glimmer softly, like lanterns scattered across a vast ocean. Yet, even as their light comforts you, a truth whispers quietly. The stars you see are not there as they are now. They are echoes, messages sent long ago, arriving only now at the shore of your eyes. Light, though swift, is not instant. It has a speed, cosmic limit. To cross distance, it takes time. The rays that now brush your skin may have traveled for years, centuries, even millennia. To look at the stars is to look into the past, to witness their glow as it once was. You are not only stargazing, you are time-gazing, peering back through the memory of space itself. Breathe in and picture a single star. Perhaps it is bright, steady, shimmering high above. That star might be 100 light years away, meaning the glow you see tonight began its journey a century ago. You are watching history travel through space, photons crossing distance silently, patiently, until they arrive here. The present sky is a gallery of the past, each star a portrait painted long before you were born. Some stars are nearer, their messages young. Others are farther, their light ancient, carrying stories from eras when Earth itself was different. And then there are galaxies' spirals of billions of stars, whose light began its journey millions of years ago. To look at them is to touch prehistory, to glimpse a time before humanity, before the continents shaped themselves, before life grew into its present forms. Pause and let this awareness soften you. Each glance upward is a journey, effortless yet profound. You sit in the present, yet your eyes wander backward across time. Space itself becomes a window, and light is the messenger. Scientists call the farthest edge you can see the observable universe. It is a horizon not of land or sea, but of light. Beyond it, there may be more stars, more galaxies, more wonders, but their light has not yet reached you. The universe may be infinite, but you see only the part that has had time to whisper its story. Beyond the horizon, there is silence, not because nothing is there, but because its message has not yet arrived. Imagine standing on a vast shoreline at night. Waves break softly at your feet, but the farthest waves you cannot hear. Their echoes take too long to reach you. The sky is the same. Light washes toward you in endless waves, but only those close enough have touched your eyes. The horizon of the observable universe is simply the farthest wave you can hear. Beyond it, the sea continues, but its whispers are still traveling. Breathe slowly and let yourself feel the intimacy of this truth. When you look at the stars, you are not merely seeing objects in space. You are receiving gifts from time. Every photon that touches you has traveled across the void, carrying the memory of its source. It brushes your eyes, and then it vanishes, absorbed into your being. In this way, the universe does not only surround, you consider the distances. The sun's light takes about 8 minutes to arrive, which means you never see it as it is, only as it was a few minutes before. The light of the nearest star beyond the sun takes over for years. Some galaxies you see are so distant their light began before humans existed, before Earth's ice ages, before even mountains were shaped as they are now. Each night you rest beneath a history book written in photons. Now imagine drifting outward, beyond Earth, beyond the solar system, beyond the nearest stars. As you move, your horizon expands. More light becomes visible. More of the cosmic ocean reveals itself. But no matter how far you go, there will always be a horizon. Light takes time, and time has only passed so far since the universe began. You cannot see beyond what time has allowed. The horizon is not a boundary you can break. It is simply the edge of what has reached you. Perhaps this reminds you of your own life. You see the past in memories, in stories, in photographs. The present is always arriving, but what you know of it is already light that has traveled. You never see anything exactly as it is, only as it was a fraction of a moment ago. Your eyes, like telescopes, are always catching up, always living in echoes. This is not flaw, but beauty. Life itself is a stargazing of moments. Pause and let your breath flow in rhythm with this thought. Inhale the idea of horizons. Exhale the acceptance of silence beyond them. You cannot see everything, not all at once, but what you do see carries meaning, carries history, carries truth. The observable universe is vast, stretching billions of light years in every direction. Within it, hundreds of billions of galaxies shine, each with billions of stars. And yet, what lies beyond remains hidden, perhaps infinite, perhaps curved back upon itself, perhaps humming with worlds unknown. You will not see it, not tonight, not in a lifetime. But the horizon itself is enough. It tells you that even limits hold wonder. Now picture the night sky again. Each star is both near and far, both present and ancient. The horizon stretches around you like a soft sphere, a bubble of visibility cradling you inside. Beyond it, silence waits patiently, and you realize the silence is not emptiness. It is simply tomorrow's light, not yet arrived. Breathe gently with this thought. You do not need to see everything at once. You only need to rest in what has reached you. Knowing more is always on its way. The horizon of your sight, like the horizon of the cosmos, is not an end. It is a promise, and as you prepare to drift deeper into this cosmic journey, you carry one final reflection. When you look upward, you are not staring into emptiness. You are gazing into time, into memory, into the first stories of light. The horizon is not where things stop. It is where wonder begins. You rest beneath the night sky, where stars scatter like beads of light across a dark canvas. They seem fixed, eternal, but the truth whispers otherwise. The universe is not still. It is not frozen in place. It is moving, stretching, unfolding like a vast tapestry. Every galaxy drifts from every other, carried not by motion through space, but by space itself expanding. Close your eyes and imagine a great cloth stretched across the cosmos. Galaxies are embroidered on its surface. each one a cluster of luminous threads. Now picture gentle hands tugging softly at the edges of the cloth. The fabric stretches, and each galaxy moves away from the rest. Not because it travels on its own, but because the cloth beneath it grows. The galaxies remain in place upon the weave, yet the distance between them widens endlessly. Breathe slowly and feel the strangeness of this truth. Expansion does not need a center. It does not unfold into emptiness beyond. It is the fabric itself, the threads of space and time, lengthening in every direction. Wherever you stand, the universe expands around you, as if every point is the center. This is the nature of the cosmos. No privileged place, no edge, no outside. Only endless stretching, calm and unstoppable. You might imagine this expansion as a tide, vast and invisible, carrying galaxies outward like boats upon a silent sea. Yet it is not the galaxies that drift. It is the sea itself that swells. If you were to sail forever, you would never find the edge of the water. The tide is not flowing into something else. It is simply becoming more of itself. Pause here and let your breath mirror this idea. Inhale and imagine space stretching. Exhale and imagine galaxies drifting apart. Your body becomes part of this rhythm, a reflection of the universe's own breath. Astronomers first noticed this truth in the faint signatures of light. Galaxies do not shine with the pure colors of their stars alone. Their light is shifted, stretched, turned toward red. This redshift is the fingerprint of expansion. The farther a galaxy is, the more its light is stretched, like music slowed down across distance. Each star becomes a messenger, carrying not only its own story, but the story of the fabric beneath it, expanding. Think of the redshift as threads, loosening in the tapestry, each stitch drifting farther from its neighbor. It is not a violent pulling. It is gentle, steady, patient. The universe has been weaving itself this way for billions of years, and it continues now, even as you breathe. You live not in a static stage, but in a play that grows larger with every moment. Consider the scale. The Milky Way, your home, holds hundreds of billions of stars. Yet it is only one thread in a tapestry of galaxies. Beyond it, trillions of others drift outward, carried by expansion. Some are so far that their light has taken billions of years to reach you, arriving as ancient echoes. Even now, as you read this, they are farther still, retreating silently across the stretching cloth of space. Breathe gently and let the image grow in your mind. The galaxies are lanterns scattered across a fabric, pulled taut. None move with intent. None hurry, yet the distances between them widen, creating more room for the dance of time. It is calm, not chaotic. Expansion does not roar, it whispers. You may wonder, will the fabric ever stop stretching, or will it continue forever, pulling galaxies apart until even their light fades into silence? Scientists ponder this too. Some think the expansion will slow, perhaps even reverse. Others see signs that it is accelerating, driven by something they call dark energy, an unseen presence, pressing outward. Whatever the truth, for now, the tapestry stretches ceaselessly, a motion older than stars and destined to outlast them. There is comfort in this patience. The universe does not rush. It does not worry. It expands steadily, endlessly. as though time itself is a loom, weaving more space with each passing moment. You are part of this loom, your body and breath carried within it. Each second you live is part of the universe's expansion. You are not separate from its rhythm. You are its echo. Now imagine your life within this vast weaving. Just as galaxies drift, so too do you move through time, carried by currents you cannot control. Yet you are not lost. You are part of the tapestry, a thread among threads, shining briefly, woven into patterns too great to see. Expansion is not emptiness, is connection. Each thread tied to the rest in the gentle motion of growth. Think again of the cloth stretching. If you were to shrink yourself down, to sit upon a single stitch, you might feel alone, drifting farther from your neighbors. But from afar, you would see the whole tapestry growing together, each part contributing to the pattern. So it is with the universe. Distances widen, but the whole remains one fabric. You are woven into it, inseparable, part of its endless unfolding. Pause and let this realization soften you. To expand is not to break apart. It is to create more space for existence. Galaxies drift, but they are still bound by the fabric they share. People drift too, across time, across distances of experience. Yet you remain bound by the same cosmos, the same laws, the same breath of origin. Expansion is not loneliness. It is belonging stretched across infinity. Breathe deeply again. Inhale and imagine the fabric pulling gently at its edges. Exhale and feel yourself stretch with it. You are not fixed. You are part of motion, part of unfolding. The horizon grows, the distances widen, and still the pattern holds. Now imagine looking ahead into billions of years. Galaxies far away may fade beyond sight, carried faster than light itself can cross. The observable universe may shrink, even as the whole continues to expand. Yet here, where you stand, the fabric still carries you. The stars of your galaxy remain your companions, bound by gravity to drift together. Even in endless expansion, islands of light endure. There is beauty in this paradox. The universe expands endlessly, yet within it, galaxies cluster, stars orbit, planets cradle life. The fabric stretches, but the threads hold patterns. You are both part of the expansion and part of the pattern. The vastness does not erase intimacy. It frames it. As you linger with this thought, you realize expansion is not something far away. It is here. The very atoms in your body were born in a universe already stretching. The space between your breaths is part of the same fabric. The same tide that carries galaxies apart carries you forward through time. Expansion is not outside you. It is within you. And as you prepare to drift deeper into this journey, you hold one last reflection. The tapestry will never stop growing. It is calm, endless, unstoppable, and within it, luminous, woven forever into the fabric of space. The universe seems infinite when you gaze into the night sky. Stars scatter endlessly. Galaxies shimmer far beyond the reach of your eyes. Yet even infinity has a horizon. The cosmos does not end with a wall, nor does it stop with a cliff beyond which there is nothing. Instead, it fades into something softer, the limit of what you can see, the edge you cannot touch. Breathe slowly and imagine yourself standing on a shore. The sea stretches out before you, its waves endless, its surface glinting with light. Yet there comes a point where your eyes cannot follow. Ships sailing outward shrink and vanish, not because they have fallen off the world, but because distance hides them. The horizon is not the end of the sit, is the limit of sight. The cosmos is like this. Its horizon is not where it stops, but where your seeing stops. The farthest galaxies visible are already ancient. Their light began its journey billions of years ago, long before Earth's mountains rose, long before oceans filled, long before your ancestors walked. What you see when you look at them is not their present, but their past. And beyond them lie more galaxies still, whose light has not yet arrived. The edge of your vision is not the edge of the universe. It is simply the farthest story light has had time to tell. Pause here and let your breath mirror this rhythm. Inhale as if drawing in distant starlight. Exhale as if letting it drift away. You are part of this horizon, carried by its patience, held within its silence. Scientists call this limit the observable universe. It stretches in every direction, about 46 billion light-years to the edge. But the real universe may be far larger, perhaps infinite, perhaps folded back upon itself in ways you cannot yet imagine. You live within a bubble of vision, a sphere of light that has had time to reach you since the first breath of space. Beyond it, silence waits not, because nothing exists, but because the message has not yet arrived. Imagine again the ship vanishing beyond the horizon. You cannot see it, but you know it sails on. You cannot call out to it, nor hear its reply, but you trust it moves across waters unseen. The universe beyond your horizon is the same. You cannot reach it, not even in thought, yet it shapes the very space you inhabit. For if the cosmos stretches infinitely, then the unseen is part of the same fabric that holds you here. Now picture the horizon not as a line in space, but as a moment in time. When you look farther into the universe, you look backward into history. Every step outward is a step deeper into the past, until at last you reach a point where the first light was born. Beyond that, there is no light to see. The horizon becomes the curtain between what has been revealed and what still waits. There is comfort in this, too. Horizons remind you that knowing everything is not necessary to belong. The ocean is vast, but the waves that touch your feet are enough. The sky is endless, but the stars that shine tonight are sufficient. You do not need to see beyond the horizon to be part of its story. Breathe again, slower now. Inhale the nearness of the stars. Exhale the vastness beyond. You realize the horizon is not a failure, not a boundary meant to frustrate you. It is an invitation to wonder, to imagine, to accept that mystery is part of belonging. The universe does not withhold itself. It reveals itself in layers, each horizon a pause before another song begins. Perhaps you think of your own horizons, the places in your life you cannot yet see, the futures hidden beyond distance. You cannot reach them now, but they still shape you. They guide your choices, your dreams, your waiting. Just as the cosmic horizon defines the space of your sight, your personal horizons define the space of your becoming. What you cannot touch is still part of you. Now imagine drifting outward in your mind, farther and farther, until the galaxies thin and fade into faint whispers of light. At last, you stand at the edge of the observable universe, looking outward into silence. There is no wall, no cliff, There is only quieta, soft fading, as though the stars themselves bow into mystery. Beyond, you sense more, endless and unknowable. You cannot cross it, yet you feel no loss. The edge is not denial, it is promise. Pause here. Let your breath settle into stillness. The edge of the universe is not something to fear. It is the place where wonder begins again. You are held not by boundaries, but by horizons. You are not confined. You are invited. And as you prepare to step forward into the next chapter of this cosmic journey, you hold one last reflection. The universe does not end where your sight does. What you cannot touch still carries you, still surrounds you, still shapes the space in which you live. The horizon is not an edge of emptiness, but the beginning of infinity. You rest now in the stillness of horizons. You have stood at the edge you cannot touch, gazing into silence beyond sight. But the silence is not empty. It carries a faint hum, a whisper stretched across the cosmos. It is everywhere, filling every space, touching every atom. You cannot see it with your eyes, but it surrounds you all the same. This is the silent glow of beginnings, the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the universe's first light. Close your eyes and imagine the universe when it was young. It was not yet dark. For hundreds of thousands of years after the first breath of space, the cosmos was a sea of fire, dense and radiant. Photons, the particles of light, moved restlessly, colliding with matter, bouncing, scattering in every direction. The universe glowed, but no light could travel far. It was like a fog so thick that lamps cannot shine through, a brightness without clarity. Then, as expansion carried the cosmos outward, it cooled. Particles slowed, atoms formed, and for the first time, light was free to travel unbound. The fog lifted. The photons began their journey, streaming outward in all directions. That journey has never ended. Even now, over 13 billion years later, they continue to arrive, stretched into faint microwaves by the fabric of time. The glow has dimmed, cooled, softened into whispers, but it remains a memory of the fire that once filled everything. Pause here and breathe softly. Inhale as though drawing in the warmth of that ancient light. Exhale as though releasing it back into space. You are not separate from this glow. Still surrounds you, still flows through you, touching your body with particles born at the dawn. Scientists first discovered this glow by accident. In the 1960s, two researchers listened to the sky with a radio antenna, hoping to hear signals from satellites. Instead, they found a steady noise, unchanging, coming from every direction. At first they thought it was interference, perhaps even the faint droppings of pigeons nesting in the antenna. But the hiss remained. It was not from Earth, it was from the sky itself. They had stumbled upon the silent glow of beginnings, the afterglow of creation. Stretched and softened by time, imagine that discovery, to find that the universe itself hums with memory, that every direction carries the same whisper of origin. It is like standing in a vast cathedral and hearing the faint echo of the first song ever sung, still resonating in the stone. The cosmic microwave background is such an echo, not in sound, but in light, invisible to your eyes, yet measurable by delicate instruments. Think of this glow as a message written across the sky. Its faint patterns reveal the conditions of the early universe, the density of matter, the seeds of galaxies, the fingerprints of expansion. From this whisper, scientists map the story of beginnings. They see where the first ripples formed, where gravity began to sculpt stars, where the cosmos set its course. The afterglow is not only proof of a fiery past, it is a guide to everything that followed. Now, picture yourself lying beneath the night sky, though your eyes see only darkness. Beyond that darkness, the silent glow is present, washing over you constantly. Each second, photons pass through you that began their journey nearly 14 billion years ago. They have traveled unbroken across galaxies, across emptiness, through epochs of stars and silence, to arrive here upon your skin. You are touched by the universe's first light, even now. Breathe deeply and let this thought soothe you. The glow is gentle, not fierce. It does not burn as it once did. It cools now at a temperature only a few degrees above absolute zero, softer than ice, softer than stillness itself. Yet its presence is everywhere. No matter where you go, no matter what horizon you face, the afterglow remains a quiet companion. You might imagine it as embers in a fire long extinguished. The blaze is gone, but the warmth lingers, hidden in the ashes. Or as twilight after a bright day, fading into softness, but still carrying memory of the sun. The silent glow is both embers and twilight, warmth and memory, fire and calm. It tells you that even endings are not ends. They leave traces, aftershocks, echoes that continue. Pause and consider how this parallels your own life. The moments of brightness you once lived, they leave traces, subtle but enduring, carried forward in memory, in influence, in quiet echoes. You, too, radiate an afterglow. The universe teaches you that nothing is truly lost. Light continues, even when it is stretched, even when it softens, even when it seems invisible. Now imagine the glow on a cosmic scale. If you could see in microwaves, the sky would not be dark. It would shimmer evenly, a soft wash of light across every direction. No matter where you looked, the pattern would be the same. You would see yourself surrounded, cradled by the afterglow. It is not a distant thing. It is the very background in which you live. Scientists study this glow with satellites, mapping its subtle variations, like ripples frozen on a pond. These ripples mark the seeds of galaxies, the tiny fluctuations that gravity would later amplify into stars, planets, life. The silent glow is more than memory, it is blueprint. It holds within it the instructions for everything that came after, the quiet foundation of the cosmic story. Breathe again and let this realization sink in. The light that began when the universe was a child is still here, passing through you, carrying the story of all things. You are not apart from this story. You are woven into it. The glow that once filled every corner of the cosmos now fills you, too. You carry the universe's first dawn in your very being, and as you linger with this awareness, you sense what lies ahead. The silent glow is proof that the universe was once brighter, hotter, more radiant. It is also proof that change is constant, that what blazes will soften, that what cools will still endure. The cosmos is not static, it evolves, and you with it. Now, as you prepare to drift deeper into this cosmic journey, you carry one final reflection. The silence of the universe is never empty. It hums with memory, glows with echoes, sings with aftershocks of creation. The faint microwaves around you tonight are whispers of the beginning itself, still arriving, still unfolding, still part of you. You have floated through the afterglow of the beginning, bathed in the faint hum of the cosmic microwave background. You have seen the silent glow of fire, now cooled into stillness. And yet, even as the universe remembers its origins, it does not remain fixed. Something else stirs an unseen hand, a quiet force. It pushes, not with violence, but with gentleness, and its touch stretches the universe faster and faster. Scientists call it dark energy, but you may think of it tonight as a breeze, invisible, unstoppable, endlessly patient. Close your eyes and imagine a meadow at dawn. The air is still, the grass silent, and then softly you feel it. A breeze, subtle enough to barely move a blade, yet steady enough to reshape clouds, bend trees, and carry seeds across fields. Dark energy is this breeze, only greater. It does not move trees or clouds. It moves galaxies. It does not carry seeds across meadows. It carries light across eternity. At first, scientists thought the universe might slow in its expansion. Gravity, they reasoned, would pull galaxies back together, halting the stretch, perhaps even collapsing it all into a great return. For decades, this seemed inevitable. But when astronomers measured distant supernovae, the bright deaths of ancient stars, they discovered something unexpected. The galaxies were not slowing down. They were racing apart faster than before. Expansion was accelerating, as if the cosmos had caught a tailwind that would never fade. Breathe gently and let this revelation drift into you. The universe is not only stretching, it is being carried, hurried outward by something unseen. Galaxies are lanterns on a dark sea, drifting faster apart, not because of their own motion, but because the sea itself swells under them. Dark energy is everywhere, and yet nowhere. It does not gather in clumps like matter, nor shine like stars. It fills space itself, woven into the very fabric of existence. Imagine holding a piece of cloth in your hands. The threads are tight, close together. Now imagine the cloth being pulled not by hands at its edges, but by something within the threads themselves. A quiet pressure from inside that makes them loosen, stretch, expand. This is how dark energy works. It is not outside space, pushing it wider. It is within space, urging it to grow. Pause here and feel your own breath expand. Inhale, the chest stretching outward. Exhale and feel the air recede. This rhythm mirrors the cosmos itself. For billions of years, expansion has continued steadily. But now, with dark energy, the rhythm quickens. Each inhale of the universe is deeper, each exhale carried farther. And you, fragile and small, are part of this breathing. No one yet knows what dark energy truly is. Some call it a constant, a property of space itself that resists stillness. Others imagine a field, a background presence, filling all of reality. Still others wonder if our very understanding of gravity is incomplete. And dark energy is the hint of a new law waiting to be written. But whatever its name or nature, its presence is certain. The galaxies obey its quiet touch. The horizon of the observable universe drifts ever farther. The fabric stretches, and no thread can resist. Imagine drifting in this tide. Around you, Galaxies sparkle like distant lamps, each carried by the invisible current. You do not feel motion, but you know it is happening, for the distances grow silently. It is like floating in a boat on a sea, so vast that you cannot sense the water moving, only the distant shore slipping farther away. The breeze of dark energy carries you, whether you notice or not. Perhaps this thought comforts you. Life often feels uncertain, filled with forces you cannot control. But the universe teaches here that not all unseen forces are threats. Some are simply movements too vast to grasp, shaping destinies quietly. Dark energy is such a presence, not to be fought, not to be feared, but to be acknowledged. It is the reminder that mystery, too, is part of belonging. Now breathe again, slower still. Let yourself imagine dark energy not as emptiness, but as fullness. It is the gentle expansion of space, making room for stars, for galaxies, for you. Without it, the cosmos might have collapsed long ago, pulling everything into silence. With it, there is openness, possibility, a future stretching endlessly. The breeze may be unseen, but it is generous. Scientists estimate that dark energy makes up nearly 70% of the universe. Think of that. Most of reality is not the stars you see, nor the galaxies you imagine, nor the atoms that build your body. Most of it is this hidden presence, this invisible tide. You live in a universe made more of mystery than matter, and yet mystery carries you safely, gently onward. Pause to let this truth settle. What you do not understand can still support you. What you cannot see can still guide you. Your life, too, is shaped by forces hidden beneath awareness, memory, love, the quiet persistence of hope. They are your dark energies, unseen but present, carrying you forward even when you doubt. Now imagine the far future. If the breeze of dark energy continues, galaxies will drift so far that their light may no longer reach one another. The night sky will grow emptier, the universe lonelier, its tapestry stretched thin. But this is only one vision. Perhaps the nature of dark energy will change. Perhaps new truths will unfold. For now, the important lesson is this: the universe is moving, and mystery is guiding it. Think again of the meadow. The breeze moves through grass, unseen yet felt in the trembling of leaves. So too does dark energy move through space. You cannot touch it, yet you can sense its presence in the way the stars drift. This is how the cosmos speaks through movements, through patterns, through quiet inevitabilities. Breathe once more, steady and calm. You are not separate from this gentle push. You are part of it, carried outward with every galaxy, expanding with space itself. Your very atoms, once gathered in stars, now ride this current of mystery. To live is to drift with it, to be part of the expansion, to be shaped by what you cannot see. As you linger here, you find peace in the thought. You do not need to know all things to belong. You do not need to touch the breeze to feel its guidance. The universe is woven of mysteries, and yet you are safe within its fabric. Dark energy reminds you that the unknown is not emptiness. It is presence. It is movement. It is the gentle push that carries you forward. And as you prepare to step into the next chapter of this journey, one last reflection drifts softly into you. You are not only held by matter, by stars, by galaxies. You are held by mystery itself, by the invisible tide that expands all things. The unseen breeze shapes the destiny of the cosmos, and it shapes you, too. You have drifted with dark energy, the hidden breeze that carries galaxies apart. You have rested in the knowledge that mystery itself holds the universe together. Now another question stirs, soft as a whisper in the night. What if this universe is not alone? Close your eyes and picture a single bubble floating in the air. Its surface shimmers with light, colors shifting across its fragile skin. Inside, everything it holds is sealed away, unseen by anything beyond. Now imagine another bubble beside it, and another. Soon a cluster forms, bubbles touching, bouncing, drifting together. Each bubble is whole, yet each is only one among many. This is the image that scientists and dreamers alike hold when they speak of the multiverse. Our universe, vast as it is, may be only one bubble in a greater sea of bubbles. Each one could carry its own laws of physics, its own galaxies, perhaps even its own versions of light, matter, and time. Some might be barren, silent expanses without stars. Others might blaze brighter than anything we could imagine. We cannot see them, cannot touch them, but the thought itself expands the horizon of wonder. Breathe gently and let the thought comfort you. The universe feels vast, sometimes lonely, but the multiverse whispers otherwise. It suggests companionship, just as galaxies are not alone in space. Perhaps our cosmos is not alone in existence. Infinity may not be singular. It may be countless infinities, each breathing beside us, invisible but real. Scientists wonder how such universes might arise. Some imagine them budding from the same expansion that gave birth to ours, like foam forming on the crest of a wave. Others see them as outcomes of quantum possibility, each decision branching into a new world. Still others imagine higher dimensions, where entire universes drift like motes of dust in an unseen wind. These are theories, unproven, untested, yet even as speculation, they carry meaning. For the idea of a multiverse is not only about physics, it is about perspective. It is a reminder that even the largest thing we know, our cosmos, might be part of something larger still. No matter how far you look, no matter how deep you reach, there may always be more. This thought, rather than overwhelming, feels soothing. You are not at the center of everything. You are not required to hold it all. You are simply part of a chorus, one note among many. Pause here and let your breath mirror this realization. Inhale as though drawing in the presence of unseen neighbors. Exhale as though releasing the need to prove or touch them. The comfort lies not in certainty, but in possibility. Now imagine each bubble universe breathing. One expands, carried by its own dark energy. Another cools, its stars fading into silence. Another has just begun, glowing with the fire of its first dawn. They float together in an unseen sea, unaware of one another, yet sharing a kinship in their very existence. You drift among them in your imagination, moving softly from bubble to bubble. Each is distinct, yet all are part of a greater whole. Perhaps some of these universes are so unlike ours that you could not survive a moment within them. Perhaps others mirror ours so closely that another version of you might be looking up at another night sky, wondering the same questions. You cannot know, but to imagine them is to widen your heart, to to accept that reality may be richer than you can see. Breathe again, slower now. Feel how the thought of the multiverse loosens the tightness of solitude. Your universe may feel solitary, yet if there are infinite neighbors, then solitude itself is an illusion. Even if they are forever hidden, their possibility enfolds you. A quiet reassurance that existence is never alone. Scientists debate whether the multiverse is real. Some say it is a natural outcome of cosmic inflation, the rapid expansion that birthed our universe. Others argue that it cannot be proven, and so belongs to philosophy, not physics. Yet whether true or not, the whisper remains powerful. For to consider it is to glimpse humility, to feel how small even the infinite might be. Think again of the bubbles. Each floats separately, but together they form a foam, an endless collection. If one vanishes, countless remain. If one thrives, countless others thrive too. Your universe may be vast, but it is not absolute. It is one shimmering skin of possibility in a greater sea. Pause here and consider what this teaches you. Your own life is like a universe. It feels singular, contained, defined by the horizon of your days. But perhaps you, too, are part of a multiverse, one life among countless lives, one perspective among countless perspectives. Just as your cosmos may not be alone, neither are you. You are one bubble in the foam of humanity, floating beside others, distinct yet joined. Let this thought soften you. You do not need to hold everything within yourself. You do not need to carry the weight of solitude. You are part of something vaster than you can see, and that truth is enough. Now imagine the bubbles fading from sight. You cannot prove them, cannot reach them, but the comfort remains. The multiverse whispers, not to demand belief, but to remind you of possibility. And possibility is always larger than loneliness. Breathe one last time with this vision. Inhale the infinity of neighbors. Exhale the release of needing certainty. The whisper is enough. And as you prepare to drift into the next chapter of this journey, you carry one final reflection. Even if our universe is but one bubble in an unseen sea, its light, its breath, its presence is no less beautiful. To be one among many does not diminish you, it connects you. The silence beyond your horizon may be filled with infinite neighbors, each breathing quietly beside us, each shimmering softly in the unseen tide. You sit beneath the stars tonight, surrounded by their countless lights. The Milky Way arches above you, a river of brilliance flowing across the sky. Galaxies lie beyond, their light still arriving after millions and billions of years of travel. The universe feels abundant, generous, filled with company. Yet time whispers another truth. This abundance is not eternal. The sky you know is a moment in the long story of the cosmos, and in the far future, the horizon of what can be seen will change. Close your eyes and imagine the slow passage of eons. Expansion, the gentle stretching of space, continues. Dark energy carries galaxies farther and farther apart. Their light, already ancient, is stretched thinner, redder, until one by one they slip beyond visibility. They do not vanish. They do not end. They simply recede beyond the cosmic horizon. Their glow stretched into silence. Breathe slowly and feel the weight of this truth. The universe does not collapse, but it grows lonelier. The night sky that now blazes with billions of galaxies will someday dim, until only the nearest cluster remains our Milky Way, bound together with a few companions by the gravity that resists expansion. Beyond them, the darkness will grow, vast and empty, not because nothing lies there, but because light can no longer reach us. This is not a story of sudden loss. It unfolds gradually, patiently, across billions of years. For now, the galaxies still shine, their light still reaches you. You rest in the richness of this moment, knowing the abundance will not always be so. Pause here, and let your breath slow with the rhythm of cosmic time. Inhale as though gathering starlight. Exhale as though releasing it into the silence. The far future is not here yet, and yet it is written in the equations of expansion. The horizon of sight will shrink, but the fabric of the cosmos will continue. Scientists estimate that in tens of billions of years, distant galaxies will have slipped so far away that their light will never arrive. Future beings, if any exist, may gaze at the night sky and see only a handful of stars, perhaps only those within the Milky Way. For them, the universe will appear small, enclosed, quiet. The vastness, will be hidden, its truth carried away by the gentle push of dark energy. Think of this as watching ships sail over the ocean's horizon. You know they continue on, but to your eyes, they are gone. The universe, too, will hide its own vastness, leaving only the close, the near, the intimate. In that future, the cosmos will feel lonelier, though it is no less full. You may wonder what beauty can remain in such solitude. But pause and remember, beauty does not depend on abundance. A single star can illuminate the night. A single flower can transform a field. A single voice can carry comfort in silence. When galaxies fade beyond reach, the stars that remain will still shine with quiet persistence. Their light will still scatter across dark skies. Beauty will not vanish. It will change. Now breathe again and imagine yourself resting beneath that far future sky. The Milky Way glows faintly, its stars the only lanterns in a darkened sea. Around you is quiet, immense, unbroken. You do not feel fear. You feel calm, for even in solitude, the stars sing. They're light enough to remind you that presence is never truly gone. It only changes form. This story carries a lesson. You often fear loneliness, the thought of emptiness stretching around you. Yet the cosmos shows that solitude, too, can hold beauty. Even when galaxies slip beyond sight, the few that remain will be cherished more deeply. Even when abundance fades, the quiet will reveal a different kind of wonder. The far future horizon is not an end, but a transformation from richness to intimacy, from countless companions to a few enduring lights. Consider how this mirrors your own life. Seasons shift, crowds thin, moments pass. You cannot hold everything at once forever. Some things drift beyond reach, carried by time. Yet what remains still shines, perhaps more brightly because it is fewer, closer, more cherished. The universe is teaching you that even as horizons shrink, beauty persists. Scientists call this future the dark era, though the phrase need not sound bleak. It will be a time of quiet skies, yet those skies will still be filled with present stars, planets, perhaps life clinging to warmth. Even when galaxies slip away, the fabric of space remains. The laws of physics continue, The possibilities endure. The universe does not stop. It only grows quieter. Breathe deeply now. Inhale the fullness of the present sky. Exhale into the solitude of the future. Both are true. Both belong to the same cosmos. Both carry beauty. The far future horizon is not to be feared, but to be respected, as you respect the setting of the sun. Dusk is not the end of light. It is its transformation into night. Now imagine watching this change across time. Tonight, the sky is abundant. Millions of galaxies shine. Tomorrow, they will still shine. For countless generations, their light will still arrive. You are living in the golden era of sight, the time when the cosmos reveals itself most fully. This, too, is a gift, to be alive when the horizon still carries so much. To rest beneath a sky filled with neighbors, knowing it will not always be so. Pause once more. Inhale with gratitude. Exhale with calm. You do not need to cling to abundance to feel wonder. You only need to notice what is here, now, glowing, present. The future may bring solitude, but tonight you are surrounded by light, and as you prepare to step into the next chapter, you carry a final reflection. The horizon changes, but beauty remains. Galaxies may slip away, but the stars that stay will still shine. The universe teaches not despair, but resilience, not loss, but transformation. Even in the far future, in solitude, beauty persists. You have traveled far in your imagination across horizons you cannot touch, through the glow of beginnings, into the quiet push of dark energy, and even toward the far future sky. Yet now, your journey turns inward. For the vastness you have marveled at is not only above you, spread across galaxies. It is also within you, folded into every breath, every cell, every heartbeat. Breathe slowly and picture the air filling your lungs. Each molecule of oxygen began as an atom forged in a star. Hydrogen fused into helium, helium into heavier elements, layer upon layer of fire. Some stars lived short and brilliant lives, exploding as supernova, scattering their contents across the cosmos. Others merged, colliding and fusing in cataclysmic dances. The carbon in your muscles, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it. You are not apart from the galaxies you admire. You are built of their ashes, shaped by their gifts. Pause here and let that realization soften you. When you touch your chest, you touch stardust. When you breathe, you inhale remnants of stars. When you think, your thoughts are powered by atoms that once burned in the heart of suns. You are not only in the universe is in you. Imagine your body as a miniature cosmos. Cells are galaxies, each filled with countless molecules. Molecules are solar systems orbiting around nuclei. And within atoms, protons and neutrons hum with quarks, the smallest known threads of existence. The vastness outside reflects the vastness inside. Scale dissolves, and you find yourself mirrored infinite above, infinite within. Scientists sometimes call this cosmic symmetry. The patterns repeat across scales. From the web of galaxies stretched across billions of light years to the filaments of neurons in your brain. The structures may differ in size, but they echo each other in form. In this sense, you are both observer and participant, both small and immeasurable. The same laws that guide galaxies guide your heartbeat. The same physics that sculpts stars shapes your breath. Breathe again and feel infinity folded into you. You are not outside the story of the cosmos, gazing at it from afar. You are the story, continuing in human form. To look at the stars is to look at family, to see your own history shining back at you. Perhaps this truth comforts you in moments of smallness. The universe can feel overwhelming, its distances vast, its future unimaginable. But scale is not value. You are not less because you are small. You are immense because you belong. Every particle in you has traveled through billions of years to arrive here. You are the present shape of eternity. Now picture the edge of the observable universe. It feels far away, unreachable. Yet the same particles that emerged in that first light still flow through you. The hydrogen in your body was born minutes after the Big Bang, when the cosmos itself was young and hot. You are touching that origin every moment, simply by being. The edge is not distant, it is folded close, carried inside your very breath. Pause again and imagine your lungs glowing with the history they hold. Each inhale carries ancient atoms, recycled through oceans, forests, stars. Each exhale returns them to the air, where they will drift, combine, and continue the story. You are both a continuation of the past and a seed of the future. The vastness flows through you as naturally as air. Think of this whenever you feel small beneath the night sky. You are not beneath it. You are within it. You are not looking out at something foreign. You are looking into a mirror, a reflection of your own materials spread across space. The galaxies are not strangers. They are kin. Scientists often say, "We are stardust." The phrase is poetic, but it is also literal. You are the universe made conscious of itself, a way for matter to look back and wonder. The same forces that carved galaxies carved you. The same expansion that carried galaxies apart carried the atoms that formed your heart. Infinity is not distant. It is already here, folded into your body. Breathe slowly once more, letting this truth settle. Inhale and feel yourself expand with the universe. Exhale and feel yourself return to silence. You are both fleeting and eternal, both momentary and ancient. The vastness no longer feels intimidating. It feels intimate. You belong not because you understand every horizon, but because you carry them already. The galaxies beyond sight are still part of you, written into your atoms, echoed in your being. As you prepare to drift further in this journey, you carry a final reflection. The edge of the universe may lie beyond reach, but within you lies the same fabric of space, the same breath of time, the same infinity. You are small only in size, never in belonging. The cosmos is not separate. It is you, and you are it. You rest in this truth now, knowing that every breath you take carries infinity. You have followed the universe through its whispers and silences. You have stood in the glow of its beginnings, drifted with its expansion, listened to the breath of dark energy, and rested in the thought of infinite neighbors. Now you find yourself at the edge, not a wall, not a cliff, not an abrupt stop, but a horizon. The edge is not where things end, but where sight surrenders. Close your eyes and picture standing at the shore of an endless sea. Waves stretch outward, glimmering under starlight. You watch a ship sail slowly across the horizon. At first, you see its masts, it sails, its shape clear and certain. Then, little by little, it fades its whole, disappearing into the curve of the ocean. Its sails melting into the sky. It has not ended. It has only passed beyond sight. The edge of the universe is like this. It is not emptiness. It is a continuation, folded beyond your vision. Breathe slowly, and let this horizon settle into your imagination. The galaxies you see are not fixed points, but lanterns still traveling toward you. Their light stretched thinner as space expands. Beyond them lie more galaxies still, countless in number, but their light has not yet had time to reach you. They exist, but for you, they are hidden. The edge is not where they stop, but where your seeing stops. Scientists call this the cosmic horizon, the limit of the observable universe, about 46 billion light-years away in every direction. It marks the farthest light that has reached Earth since the first breath of space. Beyond it, time and expansion have carried the rest beyond reach. Yet the cosmos, there is real galaxies spinning, stars burning, perhaps even life unfolding. You cannot see it, but you can know it. The edge is a veil, not an end. Pause here and let your breath mirror this truth. Inhale and imagine the horizon expanding as you expand. Exhale and imagine it drifting farther still. The edge always moves with you. It is not fixed. It is part of your journey, always ahead, never behind. Think again of beginnings. When the universe was young, its horizon was smaller. Light had only traveled a short distance, so the visible cosmos was compact, close. As time passed, the horizon widened. More galaxies became visible. More of the tapestry revealed itself. And yet, even now, the horizon is not final. With each passing moment, new light arrives, and the picture grows. You are always in motion, always at the center of your own expanding horizon. This truth is both humbling and soothing. You will never see the entire universe. No one will. But you do not need to. The horizon is enough, and it is always with you. To be alive is to live within an edge that is not an ending, but an invitation. Asterisk astronomers speak of a cosmic event horizon, a boundary not of matter, but of sight. Within it, galaxies remain visible, their light just able to reach us across the growing void. Beyond it, galaxies slip into darkness, still existing, still shining, but effectively erased from human observation. They are neighbors we can never meet, voices we can never hear, though their songs continue. This unseen truth deepens the poignancy of the night sky. Every star you glimpse is not only far away, but fortunate enough to be close enough that its light could reach you. Every photon captured by your eyes is a survivor of distance and time, a messenger that has crossed the cosmic sea successfully. And yet, for every photon you see, there are countless others that wander forever unseen, stranded in the darkness of expansion. You may picture those lost galaxies as lanterns carried into fog. Their light glows brightly, yet the mist thickens faster than the beam can travel. The lantern remains alight, yet no eye will ever see its glow. It is a humbling thought that the universe holds more brilliance than you can ever witness, that vast stretches of stars will remain forever hidden, not by choice, but by the deep rules of space and time. This light that never arrives reminds us that knowledge has limits. Science can predict their existence, measure their retreat, and calculate their fate. But no photograph, no telescope, no future machine will ever bring them into view. Beyond that horizon, mystery persists, written not in secrecy, but in inevitability. The cosmos, in its grandeur, ensures that some of its stories remain untold. And yet, even light that never arrives still matters. It is part of the great unfolding, part of the rhythm of creation. Those galaxies continue to shape the fabric of space, their mass tugging gently on the web of matter. Their stars still live and die, seeding their own corners of the universe with elements, with possibility. Though unseen, they are not absent. Their silence is still part of the music. In a way, the thought is comforting. You, too, shine in ways that may never be seen. Words spoken quietly, kindness given in small acts. Dreams carried silently within many of these never reach the eyes or ears of others. Yet they exist, and they matter, shaping the world in ways that may be invisible, just as unseen galaxies are still part of the cosmos. Unseen moments in your life are still part of its meaning. As you lie in the dark, you may rest in the image of those galaxies far beyond sight, their light stretching endlessly outward, destined never to arrive. The night sky you see is not the whole, but only a fraction, a visible island in a sea of unseen radiance. This horizon is not an ending, but a veil, a reminder that the universe is larger than vision, richer than evidence, deeper than measure. And so you close your eyes, knowing that beyond the stars you see countless others shine into silence. Their light will never touch you, yet their existence touches your imagination. In the vastness, mystery endures, and perhaps that is its own kind of arrival. The universe you see, the galaxies scattered across the night, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang. The delicate filaments of the cosmic web is vast, yet it is not all. It is only the observable universe, the portion of existence whose light has had time to reach you. Around this bubble lies more, stretching endlessly beyond your sight. You may imagine it like standing inside a sphere of light, knowing that beyond its glass lies a horizon without end. The size of this observable bubble is immense, about 93 billion light-years across. It is the largest thing you can picture, yet it is defined not by all that exists, but by what has reached you. Light from distant galaxies has traveled since the universe was young, carrying its messages across billions of years. Still, there are places too far, places whose light will never arrive, carried away by the rushing expansion of space. You live inside a horizon, drawn not by walls, but by time itself. Imagine blowing a soap bubble. The bubble's surface is what you see, shimmering, round, defined. But the air around it extends farther than your sight, endless, invisible. The observable universe is like that, a bubble within an infinite sea. From where you stand, it seems complete, but you know in truth it is only one part of something greater. Beyond the bubble lies more fabric, more galaxies, more space, unmeasured and perhaps unmeasurable. Cosmologists speak of this boundary as the particle horizon, the limit of what can ever be observed. It is not a real edge, not a place where the universe stops. Instead, it is like the edge of sight on a foggy morning. You see as far as the mist allows, but the landscape continues past your vision. So too does the universe. Beyond your cosmic window, it stretches, unbroken. Whether or not your eyes, your instruments, your imagination can follow, you may picture yourself floating at the center of this vast bubble, surrounded on all sides by galaxies. Yet the truth is humbler. Every observer on every planet, in every galaxy, would see their own observable universe, their own bubble centered around them. Each bubble overlaps, stitched into the same greater whole. The cosmos is not centered on you or on Earth. It is centered everywhere equally. This thought is freeing. The universe is not arranged with you at the middle, nor are you pushed to its edge. Instead, you exist within a fabric where every point can be a center. Every place can look outward and see its own horizon. Beyond every horizon lies more, hidden but real, part of the same unending expanse. Beyond the observable, the universe may look much the same: galaxies arranged along filaments, clusters surrounded by voids, stars being born and dying in endless cycles. Or it may hold regions entirely unlike our own, where physics itself bends differently. Perhaps constants shift, gravity sings with another tone, or matter assembles in unfamiliar forms. You cannot see it, but imagination carries you there, into landscapes unshaped by human knowledge. And yet, even in its invisibility, what lies beyond affects you. The gravitational tug of unseen galaxies shapes the web you can observe. Dark energy, filling all space, drives expansion not only within your bubble, but far beyond. The universe outside your sight is not separate from you. It is woven into the same fabric, stitched to your existence through forces you can measure. If not, see. This vastness invites humility. You walk on a planet that orbits a star, within a galaxy that drifts among billions. Even this galaxy is only one thread, and this bubble itself is not the whole. It is only what has reached you, a sliver of a greater totality. To live with this awareness is to hold both smallness and connection. Smallness in scale, connection in belonging to an infinite design, that you may find comfort in this too. Beyond your sight, the universe continues, its galaxies forming, its stars shining, its mysteries unfolding. Your inability to see them does not make them less real. Just as someone sleeping in another room still breathes, still exists beyond your hearing, so too does the cosmos breathe beyond your horizon. It is not absence, but presence unseen. Some wonder if the universe is truly infinite, or if it loops back on itself like the surface of a sphere. If you could travel far enough, would you return to your starting point, or would you wander forever, never finding an end? The answer remains hidden, perhaps forever. But in the question itself lies beauty. To not know, yet to imagine, is part of what it means to live within a universe larger than understanding. And so you rest in the thought. The observable universe is not the boundary of being. It is a window framed by time, through which you glimpse part of a larger whole. Beyond it stretches, more whether familiar or strange, infinite or looping, silent or filled with voices. The unseen does not diminish the seen. Instead, it enriches it, reminding you that every star, every galaxy, is part of something still greater. As you close your eyes, you may feel the edge of your horizon, not as a limit, but as an invitation. What you see is vast, but what you cannot see is larger still. You are not locked within your bubble. You are carried within it, connected to the infinite sea beyond. When you look at the night sky, it is easy to imagine a border, as though the stars were painted on a dome overhead. You might picture traveling outward until you strike a wall, an end, a cosmic boundary beyond which there is nothing. But the universe does not end this way. There are no walls, no fences, no cliffs at the edge of existence. Instead, it curves, expands, and folds in ways that are difficult to picture, but gentle to rest within. Think of Earth. If you stand on a plane, the horizon appears as a line, as if the world drops away beyond it. But when you walk toward it, the horizon simply shifts, revealing more land. There is no edge to fall from, only a sphere curving beneath your feet. In the same way, the universe may bend around itself, vast but unbroken. If you could travel endlessly in one direction, perhaps you would return to where you began, never encountering a wall, only the smooth arc of infinity. The universe is not static either. It expands. Space itself stretches, carrying galaxies away from one another like dots on an inflating balloon. To an ant walking across that balloon's surface, there is no edge, no center-only expansion that moves everything apart. So too do you live within an ever-growing cosmos without borders, yet constantly widening. It is difficult to imagine something without edges. Human minds are shaped by rooms with walls, books with covers, lives with beginnings and endings. Yet the universe does not conform to those boundaries. Instead, it invites you to think differently. Not in terms of where it stops, but in terms of how it flows, like a river with no banks. It continues, not halted by barriers, but defined by its movement. Even the word infinite feels heavy, as though it demands endlessness beyond comprehension. But infinity does not mean disorder. The universe may be finite, yet unbounded, like Earth's surface large, but curved into itself. Or it may be infinite, stretching forever. Either way, it is not an edged box with an outside. It is its own container, a reality without borders. Cosmologists use mathematics to describe this. Curved geometries, expanding space-time, models where distance itself has no outermost point. To the imagination, these can feel abstract, but there is comfort in them too. The absence of edges means there is no end to fear. You are not living near a precipice of reality, but within a seamless fabric that carries on, softly and without interruption. If you try to picture this, you might imagine walking a path around a globe. At no point do you meet an edge. You only circle endlessly. Or you might picture a hall of mirrors, where each step forward reveals more reflection, with no final wall. These are imperfect images, but they gesture toward the truth that the universe, in its vastness, resists endings as you know them. Even your horizon, the limit of what light has reached you, is not an edge. It is a boundary of sight, not of being. Beyond it, the universe continues, filled with galaxies and stars whose light has not yet and may never arrive. The observable bubble is not the end of the story, only the portion you can read. The rest lies just beyond your page, continuing the narrative without pause. There is a quiet beauty in this thought. Life is filled with edges, birth and death, beginnings and endings, openings and closings. Yet the universe itself whispers a different truth, that, at its largest scale, edges dissolve. What you call a limit may only be a curve, turning you back into the whole dot, and so you rest in the image of walking forever, never reaching a wall, only circling through the endless fabric of existence. The illusion of edges fades, replaced by continuity. The universe is not a box, but a sea, not a room, but a sky without ceiling. When you gaze into the night sky, you are not only looking outward. Every star is a memory, its light, a story delayed by distance. The farther the light has traveled, the older the story it carries. In this way, the edge of the universe is not a wall you could touch, but a horizon of time. A nearby star might show you light from years ago, a galaxy, perhaps, from millions of years ago. Look deeper still, and you see billions of years into the past. What lies at the farthest distance is not the present universe, but the universe as it once was newborn, crowded with young galaxies just beginning to shine. The farther you look, the younger everything becomes, until eventually you arrive at the faint glow of the cosmic microwave background, the afterlight of the Big Bang itself. Beyond that, vision cannot pass. This means that the universe's edge is not an end in space, but in time. What stretches beyond remains unseen, not because it does not exist, but because its light has not had enough time to reach you. The universe may continue endlessly, but the story you can read is limited by the age of light. You live inside a moving bubble, its radius defined not by distance alone, but by history. There is something gentle in this boundary. It does not slam shut like a door, but fades like a memory too distant to recall. The farther you search, the blurrier the details become, until they dissolve into the soft background glow that still hums today. In that hum lies the story of the beginning, preserved as a cradle song. It is humbling to realize that you cannot see the universe as it is now, only as it was. Every distant galaxy shines at you from an earlier moment, its current state hidden by time's delay. In this sense, astronomy is not only the study of stars, but of memory itself, collecting the scattered past written in light. And yet, you too are stitched into this fabric. The atoms in your body once glowed in the hearts of ancient stars, long before Earth had formed. You are made of stories that began billions of years ago, carried forward until they became you. Looking outward is, in truth, also looking inward. For you are part of the same history. Perhaps this is the quiet gift of time as a boundary. It reminds you that beginnings are never truly lost. They remain visible, written in the sky, even after billions of years. To look at the edge of the universe is to witness your own origin, the echo of the moment when all that exists was gathered in a single burst of light. And so you rest in the thought that the universe's boundary is not an edge of nothingness, but of remembrance. To reach it is not to touch the end, but to touch the beginning. Long before galaxies spun and stars ignited, the universe was a dense ocean of light and matter, tangled together in a restless storm. Photons, tiny messengers of light, they bounced endlessly between particles, caught in a fog so thick that nothing could escape. For nearly 380,000 years after the Big Bang, the cosmos remained in this blinding haze, a fireball that allowed no clear sight, no steady light. And then something changed. The universe expanded, cooled, and for the first time, matter calmed enough to let go. Atoms formed simple hydrogen and helium, the first building blocks of everything to come. Freed from their endless scattering, photons began to slip away, traveling unbroken into the deepening night. That release left behind the cosmic microwave background, the oldest visible light in existence. It is faint, now stretched by time, cooled to just a few degrees above absolute zero. Yet it fills the sky completely. Point a radio telescope anywhere between stars, past galaxies, into the darkest corner of space, and you will find it, a uniform hum woven through the universe. What once was a roar of fire has softened into a whisper. This glow is not light in the way you know it. To your eyes, the sky at night seems black, but to the instruments we have built, the entire heavens glow with invisible microwaves, a veil that covers all directions. It is the afterimage of creation, still lingering, still carrying the warmth of a beginning more than 13 billion years past. Imagine it as the faint embers of a once roaring fire, scattered yet still warm, or as the soft curtain in a theater, lit from behind, the show of galaxies and stars, playing only after it was drawn. Beyond this glow, there is no earlier light to see. It is the first screen, the universe's horizon of visibility. Scientists call it the surface of last scattering, the moment when photons were released from their endless ricochet. But for you, it might be easier to think of it as the first sigh of clarity. Before, the cosmos was too thick, too hot, too tangled for light to move freely. After, the stage was set, and the story of stars and planets could begin. Even in its faintness, the glow is not uniform. It carries tiny ripples, minute variations in temperature. These ripples are the seeds of structure, the first hints of the web that would grow into galaxies, clusters, and superclusters. Without them, matter might have spread too evenly, leaving no stars, no planets, no life. Each tiny fluctuation, written in that veil, was a promise of what would come. And so, when we map the cosmic microwave background, we are not only listening to the universe's first voice, but also tracing the blueprint of everything familiar, the stars above, the earth beneath, the atoms inside you. All of it was once contained in those subtle, fragile patterns, stretched across the newborn sky. Beyond this glow, there is silence. No light has traveled to us from before that time. The curtain is not transparent. It is the limit of sight. We can imagine, we can calculate, but we cannot look further. The first glow is both a gift and a boundary, showing us the edge of what can be seen, reminding us that not every mystery is meant to be pierced, and perhaps that is its quiet beauty. In the faint hum, in the soft veil, lies both knowledge and mystery, the certainty that we came from fire, and the humility of knowing there is still more, hidden beyond. You drift with the thought that every starlit night, this cosmic cradle song still humming in silence. It is not just the background, it is the beginning itself, stretched across the sky like a memory too vast to fade. The edge of the universe seems like it should be a wall, something permanent, a final line that separates what you can see from what you cannot. But horizons are not walls. They are moving, shifting, reshaping with every passing moment. When you look up, the farthest light that reaches your eyes is not arriving in real time. It began its journey billions of years ago, long before humans, long before Earth itself. That horizon is the limit of how far back light has had time to travel. Each night, when new photons finally arrive from farther away, your horizon stretches. You see a little more of the ancient universe. But the horizon does not only grow, it also retreats. The expansion of space pulls galaxies away, and some drift so far, so fast, that their light can never catch us. They are still burning, still glowing, but their messages will never arrive. It is as though they step quietly beyond a curtain, leaving us with only memory. This dual motion, some things appearing, others disappearing, makes the horizon feel alive. It is not a fixed circle, but a flowing boundary, always redrawn by the passage of time and the stretching of space. What you see today is not what ancient watchers would have seen, and not what future eyes will find. Imagine standing at the edge of the sea. The tide goes out, pulling water back, while waves still roll forward. The line between sea and land moves endlessly. The cosmic horizon is like this, a tide of light and darkness, where some galaxies come into view even as others slip forever away. Your own presence is tied to this shifting edge. The observable universe is always centered on you, because light must travel to your place, your moment. For every being on every planet, the horizon is different, each one wrapped in its own sphere of visibility. Yet together, these horizons overlap, weaving a patchwork of perspectives across the cosmos. In this way, the universe feels personal. You do not simply look outward. The horizon travels with you. Every step of your life redraws it. Every heartbeat, the light of another star, completes its journey into your gaze. And in the same breath, another galaxy vanishes into silence, pulled away too swiftly for its glow to follow. The thought is both humbling and tender, that the universe is not fixed, but flowing, that what you can see is a gift of timing, a moving window through which you glimpse the story of creation. The edge is never final, it is written again with every tick of time, every shift of space. And so, when you gaze at the stars, you are not only looking into the distance, but into change. The horizon is not something you reach, it is something that travels with you. Always a companion, always in motion. You rest in this truth, that even at the largest scales, nothing is still, not even the boundary of sight itself. When you look into the night sky, a quiet question lingers. Does it go on forever? The stars scatter across the dark like sparks without end, but even sparks have places where they fade. Scientists, with their telescopes and equations, still do not know whether the universe is infinite or finite, whether it stretches endlessly or curves back upon itself. The thought of infinity is dizzying. You imagine traveling forever, never reaching a wall, never finding a final edge. Galaxies would keep appearing like waves in an eternal ocean, each horizon revealing another beyond it. Infinity carries both wonder and unease. Wonder in the thought of endless possibility. Unease in the thought that you could never truly grasp it all. Yet, a finite universe is no less mysterious. Some theories suggest space curves, like the surface of a sphere. On Earth, if you walk in one direction long enough, you eventually return to where you began. Perhaps the universe is like that vast, curved space, folding back on itself. You might travel endlessly without ever escaping, tracing loops through a cosmos with no outside. Both possibilities feel strange, but strangely comforting. An infinite universe offers room without limit, an eternal stage for galaxies, stars, and life. A finite but unbounded universe offers elegance, a cosmic architecture that circles gently, whole and complete. No telescope has yet revealed the answer. The observable universe, what we can see, is limited by time, by the age of light itself. Beyond that, the truth hides in silence. Perhaps the universe is infinite and always has been. Perhaps it is finite, vast beyond imagining, yet contained in a shape we cannot picture. You rest in the uncertainty, for in not knowing there is room to imagine. Infinity stretching like a never-ending horizon, or a great loop curving gently, bringing every traveler back home. Either way, the universe holds you. Whether infinite or finite, you are inside it, stitched into its story. The mystery is not something to solve before sleep, but something to cradle as you drift, knowing that both possibilities are beautiful. You sit quietly, breathing, and within that breath lies the same story written across the universe. The hydrogen that first blazed in newborn stars also flows now in your blood. The calcium in your bones was born in supernova, scattered like ash across the void, later gathered into Earth, into you. The very iron that carries oxygen through your body once glowed in the core of a star. The edge of the universe may seem impossibly far, beyond galaxies, beyond horizons of light. Yet in truth, it is closer than your own skin. The laws that spin galaxies into spirals are the same that guide electrons around nuclei. The physics that bends starlight also bends the signals in your neurons. The edge of the cosmos is not only out there, is also folded into you. You imagine yourself as a mirror of the universe. Your lungs expand and contract like tides under the moon. Your heart beats like a pulsar, steady and rhythmic. Your thoughts ripple like waves of probability, as mysterious as quantum fields. Every process inside you echoes the greater processes that turn stars, pull planets, and stretch space itself. To search for the edge of the universe is also to search inward. The molecules in your muscles hold memories of ancient oceans where life first stirred. The cells in your body divide and organize with a precision born of billions of years of trial, chance, and survival. The DNA spiraling inside you carries whispers of everything that came before, from single-celled wanderers to forests, from mammals in shadowed valleys to ancestors who looked up at the same sky. The line between you and the cosmos blurs. You are not standing inside the universe like a guest in someone else's house. You are part of it, inseparable, woven from its oldest threads. Your skin, your breath, your heartbeat teach is an extension of the cosmos, shaped by laws that stretch across galaxies. You rest in the thought that the edge is both distant and intimate. To walk outward is to trace light that began before Earth existed. To walk inward is to touch the same forces condensed into the smallest corners of yourself. The universe folds both ways, vast and inward, infinite and close. And so, the edge is not a line you must reach. It is a truth already within you. You carry stardust in your veins, cosmic memory in your cells, and the quiet laws of physics in every breath. You are not only in the universe, you are of it. You imagine the universe not as a straight line, but as a circle, its story looping in ways too vast for your mind to fully hold. Scientists speak of endings, a heat death where stars burn out, galaxies grow dark, and only the slow hiss of fading particles remains. Others imagine collapse, the fabric of space folding inward until it all begins again. Some see renewal, a new fire rising from the ashes of the old. Each ending feels like a beginning in disguise. In the vision of heat death, everything slows. Stars flicker and vanish, planets drift cold, and the cosmos thins into stillness. Yet even then, particles may linger, whispering across emptiness, refusing to vanish completely. You rest in the idea that silence itself is not nothing, but a final lullaby stretched across eternity. In the vision of collapse, gravity takes the lead. Space that once stretched outward begins to fold inward, gathering stars like a hand closing over scattered grains of sand. Time itself might bend backward, galaxies rushing once more into a single point. From there, perhaps, another beginning waits, another bloom of expansion, another sky filled with light dot. In the vision of renewal, cycles replace endings. Stars die, but in their death they scatter seeds, heavy elements that form new planets, oceans, and lives. Even if galaxies fade, perhaps another form of order will rise, carried forward by laws that do not end but only change shape. What appears as final may instead be the quiet shift of a story turning its page. You think of your own life in the same way. Every breath ends, yet another follows. Every day closes its eyes, yet morning returns. Even sleep, the small nightly death, is not truly an ending, but a passage to renewal. Your heart, your body, your memories all move in cycles: growth, loss, change, rebirth. Perhaps the universe is not so different from you. It has its moments of brightness, its long stretches of silence, its pulses of collapse and renewal. Its timescales dwarf your own, yet the rhythm feels familiar, just as your cells are born and die, replaced by others, galaxies to emerge and fade, each one part of a greater flow. The edge of the universe is not a wall, but a rhythm, a movement between quiet and fire, silence and song. You rest in the thought that even endings are gentle if seen from far enough away, their sharpness softened by perspective. What frightens you as finality may instead be continuity, hidden just beyond your sight. And if the universe itself breathes expanding, contracting, renewing, then perhaps nothing is ever truly lost. Not the stars, not the galaxies, not even you. Every atom returns to the dance, reshaped into something new, carried forward into another chapter of existence. At last, you close your eyes to this vision. The cosmos may one day dim or fold or rise anew, but its story is endless. Endings and beginnings are not rivals, but partners, each giving meaning to the other. The universe is not heading toward. Silence it is always in the act of becoming. You fall into rest with this final thought. Even the universe sleeps and wakes, and in its great rhythm you are never apart from its gentle beginning, nor from its gentle end.